Hey, my name's James Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. I've got some very, very good news. Interest rates, mortgage rates have been cut this week, and there's a big lender that started the process and nearly every lender is expected to follow suit. I'm going to tell you why this is happening. It's not inflation led as such, maybe a little bit, but mostly it's not due to that. There's something else that is actually really dictates where interest rates are. That's changed over the last few days, which is really, really positive. And what can you do if you're looking to buy a property or you've got to do a remortgage in the next few months? Make sure you watch this to the end and I'll cover that as well. So while you're here, if you haven't done already, do subscribe to the channel over there and hit the bell notification. Look, we can easily hit 25,000 subscribers this week. Have a look around this channel. We need about 150 subscribers. So if you could subscribe, that would help. Let me know in the comments if you do subscribe. And while you're here, smash like, tickle like, do something to that like button. That helps with the YouTube algorithm. It will get us more views on this content and let more people know mortgage rates are going down, and you'll see some more lenders doing the same in the next week or so. So what's going on? Well, Barclays has started the week strong for us with some decent drops. I want to say decent because these are, in my opinion, some actually pretty substantial drops. We had some increases, we had some decreases over the last few months, and they've been 0.1 up, 0.1 down, and sometimes those cuts are 0.1. I mean, that doesn't impact anyone really, even buy-to-let investors that pay interest only. They do that because it's marketing. So what that means is that your NatWest, for example, you cut by 0.1%, all the newspapers at the moment are going to feature you. So you get free advertising, and that's what they want to do. But this cut is more substantial. Now, why has Barclays cut rates today? Well, lenders, Barclays and other banks, we look at those as big banks, but there are bigger banks out there like JP Morgan and all these huge banks, and Barclays borrows off the bigger bank. They borrow off something called the SONIA swap rate. Swap rate just for short, and that has been cut. The rate that Barclays can get the money at has been cut, and they're passing it on to us. Now, why would they do that? Well, the market's quite quiet at the moment. The transaction volume is down again, and that's due to a number of things. You've got lots of people waiting to see what happens in the election, so they're not listing or looking to view properties at the moment. That's a small proportion of the market. Then you've got more people that are waiting for interest rates to drop. That is a bigger percentage of the market. And I bet you when the first Bank of England interest rate happens, you'll then see buyers come into the market because no one wants to buy at peak interest rates, right? And there are people that could afford to buy in this market, but they're just not, because they don't want to buy at the top of the market. So they're waiting for interest rates to drop. Then some of those will join back in and start buying. And you'll also see people that are waiting for house prices to drop. And so some people, when they see house prices going up, they don't want to buy at the peak again. They have the belief, and they might be right, that house prices will drop. And so if you see a slight drop in house prices, that might mean some people jump into the market as well. So swap rates are very important to people like you and me. That's what the bank's interest rate is. So if that drops and the market is quiet, they will pass that on to us in order to get new business. Now, because this isn't just something that's specific to Barclays, this impacts all lenders. We expect, and all the media expect, rates to drop over the next week or so. So I think that we'll be talking about a lot of lenders in the next week or so that are cutting rates. NatWest did last week, right? NatWest did last week, but that was just more of a marketing drop, wasn't particularly big. So what drops have we got? Well, on a 2-year deal, let's have a look. So if you've got 90% loan to value, meaning you've got a 10% deposit, then they have dropped the rate there. It was 5.76%, and it's now dropped to 5.46%. That's good. Over 1/4% down. So these are significant drops. Now, if you're a landlord you're on a buy-to-let, you couldn't get this mortgage, but 0.25% is actually something worth having. It definitely will make a difference on your interest-only payments. So on a 60% loan to value, meaning you've got a 40% deposit. Now that a lot of people, when I say something like that, 40% deposit, they say, who's got that? Well, a lot of people that already own their property. Maybe you've owned your house 10 years and you've built up equity and you're doing a remortgage. You could easily have 40% deposit in that property then. So on a 60% loan to value, the rate was pretty good before. It was 5.13%, and that has now dropped to 4.88%. These are the 2-year deals. They're definitely worth checking out. I would see if they're on Barclays website yet. They've done a press release on this. But I would also suggest that you get a broker, a local broker, to get this for you. I always recommend using a broker. They always get all the problems sorted for you as you go through, which often there are quite a few. Next, 5-year deal. So the 5-year deal, they've only updated one of these. And what's interesting is it's cheaper than the 2-year deal. And what that shows us is that they feel rates are going to come down. So they want to lock more people in for longer. So they're making their 5-year deal more attractive. When you see that, when you look at the rates and you see a 5-year deal at one side and a 2-year deal at the other, and the 5-year deal is cheaper, in this case, I'd say significantly cheaper, that shows that lender is really nailed on to the fact that interest rates are going to drop over the next few weeks, months, or years, and they want to lock you up for as long as they can. So bear that in mind. But this could be good for viewers of this channel because it gives you certainty, right? If inflation roars back at the end of the year, interest rates go back up again, then you could have fixed this rate for 5 years and slept well at night. So that works for a lot of people. So they've only done the 90% loan to value on this one for some reason. But that is what it is. And that's gone down from 4.96% to 4.85%. That's good. It's moving in the right direction. And that is what we want to see, guys, is these guys fighting over our business now. I am certain that you'll see lenders, they'll probably space it out. If you think of it, I always think of it as a marketing side of things, right? So let's just say NatWest, Santander, HSBC, they've all woken up this morning and they've seen, Barclays has cut rates. We need to do something as well. They're not all going to want to announce it tomorrow on the same day, because that means in the press releases on the news, they'll all be bundled in together. So you might get them doing it over a few days so they get the opportunity themselves to get some of that media press. You want to be on your own. When you're talking about a rate cut, you want to be out there on your own. You don't want to be bundled in with all the other people, because otherwise it's not so exciting, and the marketing side of it and the inbound leads that you get is not going to be as good. Anyway, what do you think about this? It's great news that swap rates have dropped. That probably indicates that they're more confident that the Bank of England is going to drop in August. Who knows? No one can say for certain. But do let me know your thoughts on this. Any other lenders that you've seen drop so far? I'm constantly checking, but you might have seen something that I haven't. So do let me know below. Do smash like. And do me a favour on this one, share this video. I bet you know someone that has got a remortgage, maybe your parents, maybe your auntie or uncle, maybe your mates at work. You know someone that is remortgaging over the next few weeks or months, that's stressed out about it. Share this video so they can see what is going on and that there are people dropping rates now. Do check out all the other content on my channel, including this video right here.